have big news coming in at this given point of time. This is the Kanpur hit and run case. Big India Today impact that we bring to you now. The Kanpur VVIP Brat, Shivam Mishra, now being arrested. This is big news coming in. Remember, earlier in the day itself, we were bringing to you more evidence that had come to the forefront of his bouncers. In fact, removing that, trying to remove that number plate from the car right after the accident at that very site itself on that very day. That is on February 8th. This is one day after the accident had taken place. The accident took place on February 7th. Earlier, there has been a series of videos that had already come out which showed the fact that initially there were blatant lies that were being in fact told by both Shivam and his father, because they had to say that Shivam was not driving the car, it was their driver who was driving the car. But then again, another video had surfaced which came out to in fact completely make that claim become a lie. That's what we are learning of at this given point of time. It showcased that there have been several revelations that were being hidden by both the father of this particular person as well as the lawyer who was fighting this very case on his behalf. Simar Chawla joining me on the broadcast with more details on this. Simar, big news coming in. The Kanpur VVIP Brat, Shivam Mishra, being arrested.
Well, yes, that's the latest development, and we are breaking it at this point of time. First on India Today and Aaj Tak that Shivam Mishra, the accused driver who was in fact running and doing the cover up in this very whole situation, he has been arrested by Kanpur police. What we are learning is that he has been arrested from Kanpur itself. It was said that he has gone to Delhi, but he is arrested from Kanpur itself, and he is being produced in the court right now. So that has been the information which has been gathered with Aaj Tak through sources. Although there is no official confirmation on that, but we are clear, the sources have confirmed that Shivam Mishra has been arrested today, and in some time he'll be presented in the court where his custody will be sought. But now it remains to be seen that whether the custody will be given in this very particular case or not, because the sections are not strong enough. So that has been the case. He has been arrested finally after there had been several cover-up by the side of Shivam Mishra trying to in fact deviate this issue, trying to deviate arrest. Several efforts were made, but finally Kanpur police had arrested Shivam Mishra in this very particular matter. That's the latest breaking.
Absolutely, Simar. And when we're speaking of this, there's a series of lies that's been exposed as we've been covering the story since day one, be it the claim that Shivam wasn't driving the car, or the fact that his number plate was being changed by the bouncers. They tried every trick in the book out there to cover up this very crime that had been committed at the end of the day.
Well, indeed, we saw that several, efforts were made to cover up the issue. First, the number plate was trying to be removed from the car, and then we saw that the name was not included in the FIR. Then we saw that random driver Mohan came into the light and said that he was the person who was driving the car. It was not Shivam. But after this media ran this, news continuously, there was several information on the social media. Pressure was made. Then only we saw that the Kanpur police swung into the action. Now, the latest update is that he has been arrested. Now, Kanpur police have to, in fact, present their side in the court, and it will be a challenge for them to seek the custody of Shivam Mishra in this very particular case. In some time, we are expecting the court proceedings to, in fact, start in this very particular case. Now, all eyes on the court, that whether they will be giving the custody of Shivam Mishra to the police, or they just straight away reject the custody, the application for the custody of Shivam Mishra. So that has been the case as of now, and now all eyes are on the court. It remains to be seen that what further development will happen in this very particular case.
Very true, Simar. And I think a bigger question at this given point of time would also be the charges that Shivam will in fact be levied with. Because remember, it's not just the hit and run, because it's also the entirety of how the case was handled post that. The entire chain of lies, that is something we are consistently focusing upon. That also came to light. The fact that he's tried to hide his crime, going to the lengths and breadths of it, and how. That also might actually be added to the charges at this point of time.
Well, indeed, a false affidavit was filed in the court yesterday. That has been the case. Police and the court, in fact, are liable, and in fact, it's come under their jurisdiction that they can, in fact, file a case against the Shivam Mishra and his associates for filing a wrong affidavit in the court. Clearly, the court stand is very clear that we'll go as per the police report in which Shivam Mishra was driving. And now if the other person has claimed that he was driving and it's the facts, in fact, find out that he wasn't the one who was driving and Shivam was the one who was driving, and if it gets established through all the CCTVs, then action might be taken against the person who has filed a fake affidavit in this very particular case. Also on record, the father of Shivam Mishra and everyone, in fact, have gone on record to say that Shivam was not driving the car. But if it gets established, then the legal proceedings might also start against them.
There is a chance that we see that, that the father might also be named in that charge sheet at this point, given that they had also joined in to cover up that very lie that Shivam was not driving the very car.
Well, yes, it remains to be seen on the part of the police or the court that whether they take cognizance of the official statements made by the father in the media and also, to the police. Now, it's under their jurisdiction that if they want, they can also start the proceedings of 420 or, submitting false documents in this very particular case. But then too, we'll have to just wait and watch for the further developments to, in fact, unfold in this very particular case. A lot depends on the today's proceeding in the court, which will be done in a while. And after that, the police will, in fact, make their stand clear.
Simar, getting in those details at this point in time, a very good morning to our viewers. At the top of 10, we are breaking that big story about Shivam Mishra finally being arrested. And remember, it comes days after India Today relentlessly questioned authorities as to why there were just not one but several attempts to cover up this crime and to protect Shivam Mishra. It started from day one when the name of this man never really appeared in the FIR. So there was an unknown driver in the FIR. No mention of Shivam Mishra. Why? Number two, the father went on to say that the driver Mohan was driving and that Shivam wasn't behind the wheels. Then the bouncers in this case said that he had a seizure, a mini heart attack of sorts. And that's the reason why he was taken to the hospital, and that's why the accident took place to begin with. That was the third attempt to cover up. Then we've also in fact heard cases, or rather from the family, in which it seems that they have agreed to some sort of an agreement with Shivam Mishra's family. Shivam Mishra reportedly was taken to Delhi for his medical checkup. The father had said he was not doing well and that they wanted to give him the best medical facilities possible. But the fact of the matter is that this man was on the run, or rather was being protected. The police did not arrest him. Finally, Shivam Mishra has been arrested. I'm going to try and get in a word. In fact, and these are visuals live on your screens at this point in time of Shivam Mishra on your screens. Take a look at these pictures coming in. I'll try and get in a word from my colleague Simar for more on that. Visuals are coming in live of Simar, Shivam Mishra. Simar will also be joining us for the very latest, but this is first and exclusive on India Today television. The man on your screens is the boy behind the wheel of the Lamborghini car that crashed into 6 pedestrians, hurt them, and also crashed and damaged several cars. He's now been arrested, and the first visuals on your screens are on India Today television. Exclusive pictures of the VVIP Brat who was running. He thought that he could take the law for a ride here with his father, KK Mishra, tycoon, tobacco baron, who went on to say that, listen, my son was not even behind the wheels. Images are from Kanpur at this point in time. Then there was a word from the father that he had gone to Delhi as well for some sort of a medical treatment. And in Kanpur, he has now been arrested by the police. He was behind, in fact, the wheel of the Lamborghini car. Imagine if the spotlight was not on this. Imagine if India Today had not relentlessly covered this, questioning why Shivam Mishra was not arrested, why his name first didn't appear in the FIR as well. Simar is with us. Simar, I remember having this conversation with you the day you broke the story on how the FIR doesn't even mention Shivam Mishra. Why are they arresting him if the police in the first place didn't even bother to mention his name in the FIR? We put the spotlight. We questioned them. Within 6 hours, his name was added in the FIR, and now this arrest, pictures of which we are putting out for our viewers, isn't it, Simar?
Well, exactly. That has been the questions raised from the very starting, that why wasn't he named in the FIR? We in fact ran a campaign to in fact make things right. That why, if he is involved in the accident, if there are videos against him coming out from the car, then what is the reason that he was not arrested? After which, taking the cognizance of the media reports and everything, his name was added. The local SHO was in fact attached to the police lines. After which, we saw that police made several statements that there are no sections of the arrest in very particular matter. But after this, in fact, news became a campaign nationwide. Now we are seeing that finally it's India Today impact that arrest of Shivam Mishra is made by Kanpur police, and that has been the information we are breaking at this point of time. There are some visuals of him getting, under the police custody. Police is in fact taking him for the medical, and also what we are learning is that in some time he'll be presented in the court itself, where his custody will be sought. Now that remains to be seen on the part of the Kanpur, the court, the local court, whether they accept this very particular arrest, give the custody to the police, or in fact rejects the plea for the custody filed by the police. So that has been the case as of now. Now it remains to be seen that what more further developments happen in the court. It's where all the eyes are, because we have been seeing that there have been several. It's been 3 days. The medical was not done. In fact, the father said that he has been sent to Delhi, but Kanpur police is sure he has been arrested from Kanpur itself. And now the arresting has been made public, and officially he's being in fact taken to the court, where he'll be present in front of the court itself.
I also want to ask you, Simar, talk to us about this travel and about this entire journey that he would have undertaken from Delhi to Kanpur also. He's now being arrested from what it appears to us, some sort of a hospital. He was in Delhi, his father had confirmed. Where in Delhi was he? Also, more details on that front, please.
Well, as far as Kanpur police is concerned, there have been several raids at several premises, whether it be Kanpur at the house of Shivam Mishra, his other office, and also in Delhi, where it was said that he is being admitted to the hospital. At that hospital also, police went to, in fact, search for him at his house in Delhi. After, searching several premises, he was finally found in Kanpur. From where the police have in fact arrested him, that remains to be seen. So, because Kanpur police has not given any official statement on that very particular matter, and in the court they will present all the documents, they will present all the in fact papers in this very particular case, and then we know that what exactly happened, from where the Kanpur police has arrested him, what are the charges that have been level against him. So these are the minor details which are yet to in fact come in this very particular matter.
Well, absolutely. Also, Simar, you had told us, and I recall this very well, that there was no test that was done on him to test if he was, under the influence of alcohol. So that is something that's going to be very difficult to establish also. I must add, if at all he was drunk, we don't know just yet.
Well, exactly. That's a challenge for Kanpur police now in the court to present, in fact, concrete facts against him, that whether he was under the influence of alcohol or not, because the medical wasn't done. It's been more than 72 hours. No medical was done. There has been no concrete medical report of Shivam Mishra with the Kanpur police, which can establish his, in fact, role in this very particular matter. There have been several CCTVs which confirm that he was driving the car, but no medical report. So it will be a challenge for Kanpur police, in fact, to convince the court to grant him the custody, and the counsel for Shivam Mishra and others, in fact, have a chance to, in fact, make an argument in the court that since there are, not enough proofs in this very particular matter, so he should be given bail immediately. So it's a possibility that he might be given bail from the court itself today. But Kanpur police had made the stand very clear after arresting Shivam Mishra.
Well, absolutely. Arresting Shivam Mishra, and this has come days after. We've been relentlessly tracking the story. These are first images of the VVIP Brat, who in fact ran over 6 pedestrians. They were hurt. They're doing okay now, is what we've been given to understand. But the fact is that had we not put the spotlight on this, then this man would have been a free man today. Shivam Mishra finally arrested. First, the police never even added his name in the affair, when that video, Simar had shown that it was indeed him driving the car when he was pulled out of the driver's seat by his own security men, isn't it?
Well, indeed, the proofs were clear, the videos were clear, which clearly established that it was Shivam Mishra only that was driving the car. And we have been seeing that how the Kanpur police, in fact, made an official statement that as per their police report, which was submitted in the court, Shivam was the driver. And they have enough proofs to, in fact, back it up. Also, the Kanpur police, in fact, submitted several CCTVs in the court. In fact, telling them that we have enough proof that Shivam is guilty, and that's the reason that the court yesterday rejected the surrender application of the Mohan, the alleged driver, who was trying to in fact take the blame on himself. So that has been the case as of now, but all eyes are on court, in which some time he will be presented. Now it remains to be seen that what decision does the court give, because that will be very, in fact, important. If the court let him go, it will be the questions raised on the court, the legal system itself. But again, that remains to be seen that whether Kanpur police has done all their homework, all their paperwork to make things concrete, to present their concrete argument in the court itself.